Hello and welcome back to the channel. Like most of you, I saw the Streets of New Capenna preview video yesterday. It left me with a lot of excitement, but also a few questions, so let's unpack both here in this video. But first, if you like videos like this and you'd like to follow along, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave a comment. It really does go a long way. So I was on the edge of my seat waiting for the announcement of the, lottery card or chase card that might show up in this set. We did not get that. You have to recall that in Neon Dynasty, we got the announcement that there would be lottery cards on the preview launch video. So the same type of video that we saw yesterday for Streets of New Capenna. Now that's not to say that lottery cards are off the table and they're not happening in this set. It doesn't feel as likely though. If it were me, I would have announced that now so that it could drive pre-order sales. If people, for instance, hear this news and they know that they've got 3 or 4 weeks to wait until they can get their hands on your product, then they might, that's a long time, for a Magic player. So maybe they're more apt to spend their money on other things. Maybe I'm saying, well, I'm not as excited about Streets of New Capenna. I thought that there was going to be some big punch, kind of like Neon Dynasty. My recency bias is kicking in, and I think that that's just how all Magic sets are supposed to be now. So I'm going to go buy something else to kind of tide me over because I had all this pent-up excitement, and now I don't have anywhere to channel it. So I think there are sometimes some consequences to doing that, to maybe like holding back the information and building the suspense when there are sort of just other options for people to quell their anxiety elsewhere. I was surprised to see Urabrask as a Phyrexian card. I was, thinking of my, kind of my predictions for the set, and I thought, I don't really think they'll throw a Phyrexian in here. So I was a little surprised to see that this character is involved. That's kind of neither here nor there. Point is, we're getting one. That is super cool. So of course it'll have Phyrexian text and a Phyrexian frame. That's excellent. I am all but certain that will be in draft boosters the same way it was in Neon Dynasty. Talking about that for a moment, I think that is an excellent sign for collectors. The fact that Wizards is putting really what used to be a really premium item, the Phyrexian text card, especially a foil one, was exclusive to collector boosters in Kaldheim. While I really loved that, I thought that really buoyed the product. It's not having a tremendous impact on the collector booster because you need a little bit more than just a potential Phyrexian foil chase card. At the time, it was considered a lot more special, but now that Neon Dynasty's come along, it's sort of rewritten the script. They put the Tamiyo card and the Jin Gitaxias card in Phyrexian text in the draft boosters. That's excellent. That gives you something really accessible in just a draft pack. I think that helps the overall value of the draft boxes in the long run, and it gives you a premium, really, to me, a very premium type of thing to really seek out and chase in a draft pack. So I was really excited when that happened in Neon Dynasty. I was super excited to see that yesterday. Talking about some of the showcase and the nicer type of card treatments that are available in the collector booster pack. I had a video where we were trying to maybe call the shots here and predict what a lottery card might be if in fact there was one. And it seems like the idea of gilding the border around a card looks like something that they're doing. I don't know that it was too special that I thought of that. I think everybody else kind of was leaning there also. To be fair, we had also already seen this treatment, so it was out there. But the fact that they're going to put this kind of gold foiling around the edge of the card, I think is cool. I don't know if that's enough for the collector booster. I've got a video coming out on Strixhaven Mystical Archives soon. And the overall value of that set and some others, and kind of a draft box market update. And I find that the foil etching on these cards, it's not enough to me to really differentiate them. There are folks that are going to want to seek out the most collectible version of something. They're going to want the gold etched foil version instead of just the normal no foiling on it at all version. Totally understandable. As a collector, that's something that appeals to me. But if I sort of put my sealed product investor hat on, I don't know if that's really enough to get people excited. I think that, Neon Dynasty has done an awful lot to the collector booster box market. It was such a high watermark for that particular type of product. It's tough to go backward now. Having a set without some really fancy alternative card to chase inside of the collector box is tough, because Neon Dynasty gave us that taste in our mouth, and now to kind of take it away would be, I don't know what that would do to the product overall. But the showcase treatment, I like the skyscraper treatment, I like the gilded treatment. The fact that we're getting foil etched gilded treatments in the collector booster is something that so far is setting the collector booster boxes apart. So we'll have to see what else is revealed. I think that there will be more. We'll just need to sort of wait and see what it is. But pretty cool so far. One other thing I thought as an aside that I liked was this new non-basic land cycle that they included. These are going to be really cool. They're not going to be worth anything, but the fact that they gave them a showcase treatment, I think is really awesome. These are just common non-basic lands, but the utility that they have, I think, is actually excellent. I mean, color fixing and card draw in a draft environment is great. I think that this isn't going to add value to a box quantitatively. I think that this, though, will make the draft experience overall better, and will have better memory on the quality of a draft box from Streets of New Capenna. So you're not always looking for the big hit cards that are doing something for a set. You've got to just think of kind of the overall ecosystem of the set itself. And stuff like this gives me a good sign that, the draft environment might be cool. This is also a set focused on multicolor. I mean, whenever you do a shard set or a wedge set, like Shards of Alara or Khans of Tarkir, for example, you have got to really support color fixing. But multicolor automatically becomes kind of a theme of the set. Your theme can be dragons and time travel. That's fine, but you also agreed to be doing a wedge set, so you got to support that. So it becomes sort of a sub theme whether you like it or not. But this is a good sign. I do like the planeswalkers that were revealed so far. Again, I don't know that just this particular cycle of cards does a lot to buoy box prices and such in the future, but the showcase frame that they've got on these planeswalkers looks awesome. I really, really do like it. One thing that doesn't necessarily differentiate planeswalkers from set to set is the fact that they're in borderless full art. So the borderless full art in something like Ikoria, for example, played on that comic art style, but I feel like they've leaned more toward just the kind of fantasy photorealism going forward. So I think that these are gorgeous. I really do also like that they are highly stylized in terms of like dress and costume and design. I think that just adds uniqueness. It's good. It's not just kind of a generic out of time, out of place card. When you see this, you're going to say, whoa, that's a really specific setting. So I think that makes the card desirable. I thought that the Theros Beyond Death mosaic kind of planeswalkers were just incredible. I love these. I really like having them. I like the Ikoria planeswalkers, especially Narset in the borderless, because it had that kind of comic style. So I like whenever they're unique. I'm completely fine. Professor Onyx in borderless, when I pulled that out of a pack, I was like, sometimes these just straight up good paintings are perfectly fine too. So, but I really do like the style of this plane, and I think that this showing up in the overall vibe of anything here, whether it's just a showcase frame or a borderless, it looks really good. So I like what I've seen so far. If you talk for a moment about the legendaries that have been revealed, anytime a set has a focus on multicolor, it tends to have probably good stuff baked into it for Commander, and you can never ignore the Commander format or the Commander market when you're sizing up or assessing a sealed box product, a draft set or collector booster. The fact that there's going to be a heavy emphasis on multicolor in this set is good. I think that the land cycle already is going to be a staple forever in formats like Commander. But also, the legendaries that are here, maybe some of them end up being good commanders and they help support the set long term. Maybe the box has got, is chock full of Commander goodies. So buying it is good not only for drafting the set or collecting some good cards. Maybe there's some really heavy hitter chase cards that are going to help the box price over time, but it's also got the added upside of having hopefully maybe a bevy of good commander related pulls. So the legendaries look really interesting so far. None of them look utterly busted or broken. So far, so good. I think these are cool. We'll have to kind of see what other cards get spoiled, but there's a commander bend here too. So that's what I saw, and those were my impressions from the event yesterday. I think the most important thing to kind of settle on and wrap up our conversation here with is the impact of chase card or no chase card. Are we getting a lottery card, sort of golden ticket metaphorically in collector boosters or not? What happens if we don't? If we don't, I think that the market for the Neon Dynasty collector booster boxes stays strong, if not slightly stronger, because the only in-print high-end card that you can go try to open up is in those packs. So if there's no heavy hitter in the New Capenna box, I think that this pre-order price at like $207, $215, where I did order one at, just because I wanted to definitely kind of demonstrate this experiment. I don't know that price holds if there's nothing epic to chase in there. So we'll have to see where this goes. We'll have to see what they reveal and happen. I still am optimistic about the set. I love it. Remember, it's just because there's not a chase card doesn't mean there's anything wrong with this particular set. What does this mean for the future, though? Like, what are the odds that we get lottery cards going forward? I am strongly of the opinion that Magic could support a second lottery card. I keep calling it, for lack of a better term, the lottery card in this set while Neon Dynasty is also in print. I have another video coming out about just conceptually whether or not a trading card game can support multiple really high-end chase items at the same time across different sets that are currently in print. So more on that later. I think, what does this mean going forward? Well, if there's no chase card in here, obviously what that means is it's really tough to predict when they might do that. It's also going to make it way more special when it does happen. You could make the argument that doing it in every set is going to water down the experience. Obviously, we all know that. We all understand that. But I think that Magic players have been so starved for something like this for so long that putting one in every set for the foreseeable future is almost just enough, if not even enough, to satisfy their appetites. We really clearly want a place to go, seek out and hunt the really, really big hitters. And if like I say, the downside to buying a collector box and opening it and not getting one is that I'm left with 12 collector packs worth of awesome stuff from an incredible set. It's not a losing proposition to me. So I think that's why Neon Dynasty collector booster boxes are just in a class of their own right now. I don't need a chase card in order to get excited about a set. I admittedly am excited about, just in general, about the prospect of there being a chase card in these upcoming sets, but it's not a requirement. I've been kind of on the edge of my seat seeing if there would be one in this set. No news so far. I think it gets less likely as time rolls on, but I'm going to be checking in, just like the rest of you, I'm sure. More on my thoughts regarding chase cards and collector boosters to come. So in all, excited about what I see so far, looking forward to hearing more. I'm liking what I see. I have a soft spot for multicolor. Gold cards were like my ultimate favorite thing growing up, for sure. So I always love it when a set is leaning heavily into, gold cards, multicolor cards. So looking cool. What are your thoughts? Did you see the live stream? Did you get excited by anything in particular? Are you really hung up on there needing to be a lottery card? Do you mind it? Do you not? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be really curious to hear everybody's initial reaction. It's really cool. It's a very galvanizing thing because we all get fed this information at the same time and we all react to it together, and it's always a lot of fun. So, preview season is upon us. Let's sort of see how this shakes out and what this starts to mean for the product and the potential sealed market that it's going to create. Until we get more news about New Capenna, I will talk to you soon.